guys, what's happening? It's Ike from Flipside Music, and welcome to F.A.Q. number 25.
We're getting up there.
Yeah, man, 25. Look at that. We're getting out of our teens.
Yeah.
We're starting to
Getting
mature a
into
little
our
bit.
mid-20s.
We're starting to mature a little bit, make better decisions, possibly.
Or more questionable ones with longer-reaching consequences.
Well,
I don't know.
that's still. I'm sure we'll still do that.
Yeah.
But what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. I'm gonna start doing that shit like Letterman. Welcome to the program.
It's your hosts, Ike and Dylan. Yeah.
Right. I'm here. My name's Ike, and this is Dylan, as we just stated. I
It's
got my
sunny this afternoon.
got a cool
and-
hat on today. Got a cool different hat. Not,
Yeah.
you know.
What does the top say?
I don't know. It's kind of like one of
something.
the old Italian guy hats. Hey, what do you do? I'm freaking stick of you ass.
You ain't gonna get. Yeah, we can't say that.
You ain't gonna shit. Oh, that's the way to start
yeah.
out. A little profanity. So let's just jump right into the questions.
We don't have a ton this week.
Not a ton. That's good because we don't have a lot of time, and
Right.
we're trying
Squeezing
to squeeze this in before we open the shop, so it doesn't always work.
Yeah, hence the interruption.
Yeah, like last week we had an interruption, but whatever. We got customers, man. I'm gonna sell some shit.
Yeah. Eventually there'll be guest characters.
Yes, that's what we're trying to do, and we might move. We might shift to a different area. We got some cool stuff coming on pretty soon here, probably next month. We've been trying. We're trying to get the stuff, but it's just difficult. But.
Yeah, we'll just pretend like coming back from the Namm shows our real beginning of the year.
Yeah, we're gonna go February 1st is the actual first
Yeah.
start because we got
Just
the
makes
Namm
sense,
show.
yeah.
Should be cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's jump into it.
Mr. Driddle.
Mr. Driddle. Here, you can read it.
All right.
Let me get some coffee.
Mr. Driddle said he recently turned a crappy Squire Sidekick practice amp into a head. He said it sounds decent through a 210 cabinet. So what amps do you guys think are let down by their speaker?
I think-
Most. No kidding. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I was going to say that's a tough question because there's a lot of stuff. You know, you're looking at manufacturers that are looking at costs. Now,
Right.
they want things to sound good, but they also have to keep them cost effective. So they don't always put the best speaker into.
Yeah, I feel like that's the corner that gets cut the most often, and it's probably one of the, it's the worst corner they could cut.
It's an expensive corner.
Well, because we've listened to really crappy amps through really good cabinets, and it sounded decent. But the other way doesn't usually work. Like a really great head through a really crappy cabinet still sounds bad.
Agreed. Because we got an orange 212 in the back.
Yeah.
That when we plug stuff into that, man.
Yeah, it's
some
got
shit
some good
really,
depth
some
to
stuff
it, yeah.
really does come alive
Yeah.
when we plug that into even some of the crappy stuff.
Well, and even like the old, the old Marshall cabinets, it's like they definitely have a distinct tone to them that, outside of those you just don't get that sound. But I think the speaker, like we said, yeah, they cut corners on that the most when that I feel like should be almost as important as the amp. I mean, it's not that expensive.
But there's a lot of stuff. Well, we're going down a different
know.
rabbit hole here.
Yeah.
But along those same lines, I mean, you're looking at tubes too. Some companies send their stuff out with crappy tubes, and it's like all they really need to do is put in another tube that's
Just
little bit better.
just one step up.
And it's a measurable difference in tonality.
Yeah.
Let's say I don't want to say anything specific because I'm not trying to shit on anything.
Well, no, but I mean, I think just practice amps in general have really crappy speakers, and they could probably sound a good bit better through better speakers.
Okay, here's a prime example, and I'm not trying to downgrade the product because it's a good thing. Like the Joyo Bantam, the little heads, like those. They got one tube.
Right. Yeah.
Just
what would
one
it? Yeah.
little wee little tube. In
Little
it.
baby tube.
Little baby tube. But they're not the greatest tubes. But if you take one of those out and put a better tube in there, that actually makes a tremendous
and it's
difference.
not
We've done it.
Yeah,
That's
not
why
a lot
I'm
more.
saying.
It's not a lot of investment too to make that.
15,
And honestly, I feel
20
like
bucks.
the katanas, because obviously we love the katanas, but
Those are
the
so-
head, even the head
Sounds
through a really
tasty.
good cabinet sounds really good.
Oh yeah, we put the 100 Katana 100
Yeah.
head through that
Orange cabinet
sounded,
sounded,
man.
sounded that much more convincing in terms of
Completely.
Yeah.
Well, even the 212.
Yeah.
When you push it through the 100 through the 212
Right.
sounds great. But I do have one amp did come to mind right out the gate. Is like the Blues Junior.
Yeah, that's a good
It's
point.
a
yeah.
great little amp.
Even the Blues Deluxe.
Yeah,
Same
the
thing,
Blues
like,
Deluxe
yeah.
is another one. I think the Blues Deluxe, the speaker that comes with it, does sound really good, but
Yeah, a small upgrade makes
a small
big
upgrade
difference.
on a better speaker makes a big difference on that. I think the Blues Junior, though, for me, is probably one of the ones because I got a lot of pretty decent familiarity with
Yeah.
those, and the changing of a speaker in one
Yeah.
of those is like holy crap, really makes it.
Well, yeah, I almost feel
Gets
like
rid
the
of that
speaker
flub.
that they send it with accentuates some of the things that aren't that great about the Blues Junior. So I feel like the speaker can kind of revoice some of those problematic areas. Like if you get a speaker that
Yes.
has more mid-range, and because that's like the thing with Blues Juniors, I
bit
feel like
better
their mid-range
low
is
end.
weak, and yeah, the low end is weak.
Because it can get
Yeah.
flubby.
Yeah. Flubby.
Now, you can't change the boxy feel of the Junior.
Yeah.
But,
Unless you put it in that weird cooler thing.
yeah, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that thing-
because that opens it up somehow. But
I don't know why that stupid cabinet makes that thing sound better, but
Yeah.
it does. I got a, it's called the Fender Deco Tone. It was like 165 of them were made.
For
It's
Namm
on our
show?
Instagram
Yeah.
page, and it was made for like the Namm show back in, I don't know, 2000, 2001, or somewhere in that vicinity. And it's basically just like a molded plastic thing, kind of looks like very Art Deco-y.
yeah, very 50s kind of. Yeah.
That's why they call it the Deco Tone.
Yeah.
Clever ad, you know.
Yeah.
So
Right on
clever.
the nose. Yeah.
Right, so clever, Fender. But there's something about that cabinet that actually makes that thing sound
A lot better.
a bit
yeah.
different
Yeah.
than, well, it's warmer and it's
Well, it
bigger.
doesn't have that boxy like.
Right, it's
yeah.
got a bigger feel to
Yeah.
it. So I don't know if that answered any of those questions.
No, I think so. I mean, speakers definitely make a big dent. Like I said, I mean, I think a lot of companies skimp on that when maybe same thing tubes.
Tubes,
They skimp on some of those things. Maybe they just think those are some like aftermarket things that most people deal with on their own.
I mean,
I
that
don't
way
know.
you can kind of pinpoint a little bit more where you're.
Right.
where
They just
you're
kind of
looking.
send it out so it functions, but
Yeah.
after that, it's up to the end user maybe.
Because there's a lot of good. I mean, there's a lot of good speakers out there. I like that
Yeah.
that blue Celestian blue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was in the
blue.
Doctor
Yeah.
Z that we had. Jeez, that thing sounded.
Well, in the old
and that wasn't even broken in.
yeah.
You know.
The old Celestian like classic lead 80, the CL80,
Mhm.
which is what's in like the Mark II. Like that speaker, I love that speaker. Just because like if you have an amp that has a ton of mid range, it cuts just enough of that to make everything a little rounder. But I think speakers definitely put a pretty big dent in your tone.
Oh, I agree. I was thinking about changing out that speaker in the Katana 100 I have,
Yeah.
just because there's parts of it that
Well, yeah, something
there's
like a
parts
swamp
of it that
thing
I
or-
don't
yeah.
like. Well, I have a Swamp Thing kicking around. I got a Jim Roots kicking around somewhere. I think I got a
That's
Cannabis
interesting.
Rex because it's Colorado.
Those just spring up here.
Yeah, I mean I got the Cannabis Rex in my Blues Junior. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
And I got a Swamp Thing in a weird cabinet at the house. So maybe I might, and
That
that's
could be a good one because you
and
got
that's
the 100
broken
yeah.
in.
Yeah, that
already.
could be a good one because that's like a 150 watt speaker, so I think that'd be good.
Yeah, and it's already broken in.
Yeah.
Because I'm still working on the Katana, breaking that in.
Yeah, getting used to all the newfangled controls.
So many buttons. All right, moving on down the line. Now I hope that helped you out, Driddle.
The driddles.
I think Driddle also said in regards to our my comment about squatching last week. Going Bigfoot hunting.
Oh yeah.
He's like, if you want to go
squatching,
want to go squatching, come up to Montana.
Same squitch. You gotta watch Trailer Park Boys. Like when they end up out in this field full of marijuana looking for Sasquatch, but they keep calling him Sam Squitch.
I like every
Yeah.
part. I like every part of that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's go. Moving on. In your guys' opinion, what defines a boutique pedal brand these days?
Which that's actually a question we get a lot in house. I don't know. I feel like Earthquaker is like right at the top of what's still considered boutique. Like, and the only reason I say they're still in the boutique range is because you just can't find them or a good selection of them very many places. Whereas like Boss and Electro Harmonics and Way Huge and a lot of those Dunlop, you end up seeing a good selection of those just about anywhere.
Right. That's a tough question.
Yeah, because I almost feel like it's
And
how
I
many
didn't
people they
read
have
this.
on stat. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't read this. So I'm like, now that I'm starting to think about it, I guess it depends maybe on distribution. Maybe it depends on how many stores have it. Maybe it depends on how many pieces in general their volume is.
Yeah.
Because some of these companies are big. Like Earthquaker's really done well.
Yeah, but like
Keeley, is Keeley still considered a boutique? Because I think at this point Keeley is been around for a very long time.
It's still one of those things that like not everywhere, like it's not a must-have. I mean, I feel like some of these, the ones we have, are now, but a lot of places I don't think look at these companies and have them as must-haves. Like whereas like Boss and Electro Harmonics and Dunlop, not only are they easy to get into, but they're also staples.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe it's flexibility of product availability.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You know? Yeah, sure. And
No,
I guess what I mean by that is that some of these other companies, so a company like Boss or MXR, like you said, very staple companies.
Right. And they're kind of like the founding fathers of the pedal world.
And they sell a huge amount of those pedals. Whereas these other companies are smaller, but I think with these smaller boutique companies is that they're very, very flexible in their design and what they can do and what they can experiment with. Because I think there's a little bit of a freedom being smaller.
Right. Yeah, and they're like because Earthquaker, like they don't really do anything that's completely mainstream. Like they don't do anything right for the middle crowd. Like
no, and they
even
their
their drives always reach pretty far one way, and their delays and reverbs always reach really far one way. But
they always do like one little thing that's like over and above.
Yeah, what you'd expect.
What you'd expect. So like that new Swiss things that's out.
Right.
It's like it's an AB box. It's got a boost. It's got loop. You can make coleslaw out of that shit. It's got a can opener in the back. Like they got a little bit extra.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that one actually. Yeah.
By the way, disclaimer: there is no coleslaw or can opener.
It doesn't start any fights.
Right.
Ever. Won't participate in
any
any war.
It's very neutral.
Yeah,
very neutral in all of it.
But yeah, that one, like they always do one extra, like they take it one step for like even like the phasers and the Pyramid's flanger, like that's way beyond what you'd normally expect a flanger to do. Flanger. It's a flanger. You got your flangers.
Their choruses are really nice too.
I like their delays and their reverbs.
Right. The reverbs and the chorus is awesome.
Got your choruses.
So I don't, I think that's the answer. At least that's mine.
Yeah, I would say in this day and age it is availability. I think that's a big part of it, and then
because even JHS, which is blown up. I mean, I still consider them a boutique.
Well, I do too, because especially like their CL numbers are all still like we still get stuff that's in like the mid 100s in terms of serial numbers. So it's like in a company like Exotic or MXR, like they're into like 16,000, 20,000 of one particular
Would
pedal.
Exotic be considered a boutique? Or
not anymore, I don't think. No. And like full
see,
tone's
that's where it's
one.
like where does it?
Full tone and Exotic, I feel like, because they're getting into like 20,000, 30,000 of one pedal sold. Whereas
Exotic is a staple on a lot of boards. I mean, that EP boost is great. There's a lot of great EP boosts.
Well, the SP,
the SP is great.
And the
SL drive.
Yeah.
Man, I love that thing. I got to figure something out with my board, by the way. Whether I'm going to do the one thing or the other thing.
Well, if we get the George L's, I think we should just make a video for that too.
And then we just do that.
Yeah, and then we just show how to like combine the whole thing.
I got to figure out what I got to do for this band thing. So, sorry, that's like banter.
Yeah.
They don't know what
Continued conversation.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to Captain Eric Dumbass Pedal Chain Order.
Non-existent question.
What? Oh, I'm like, what? Sorry, Eric. I guess I wasn't supposed to read that out loud. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Who?
Do I need to
I didn't read this because I was rushing in here.
No preparation.
Eric is a friend of ours. He's a friend of mine.
And he has a question that's not a question because it was never posted into the question verse.
Right. Well, you can't figure out how to put the question
in a YouTube comment
section, which we still don't understand why. Apparently, he's using Windows
98
or something. I don't know. But he's asking basically for the basic.
What's the recommended?
Basic pedal order setup? So.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could even do a full-fledged video about this at a later point.
At another time, but the 101
Yeah, like kind of because there's no like dead set rules with any of it. You
Right.
could do anything you
can do
want
anything
to.
you
with
want,
any-
man.
Yeah, but generally you end up doing like wahs and filters up front.
Compressor.
Yeah, and then compressors are generally kind of after that. Wah pedals and filters just tend to like an open signal. Same with compressor. Like if you're compressing the compression, it's too much. It can be too much. So having it up front is usually pretty good. And then you end up getting into like your preamps and distortions and overdrives. Generally after like those you could kind of think of as your preamp. And then I would say after those is where it gets a little trickier depending on if you have an effects loop. Because then,
Well, excluding effects.
yeah, so if
Let's
you're
just
still
say, 'cause
just
that's a
running
whole
front
other
end,
thing.
yeah, if you're still just running front end, after your overdrives, boosts, distortions, preamps, stuff like that, then you get into like modulation where you got your choruses and your delays and your reverbs and
Reverbs. Right.
Yeah.
Ring modulators.
yeah. So any of those, yeah, you'll end up kind of stacking towards the end. Delay and reverb are almost always at the end. So is tremolo.
Right.
And I would say usually 9 times out of 10 people do delay before reverb so that the reverb provides depth to the delay, gives it some space. And then there's really no hard and fast rule with the modulation stuff. So phasers, choruses, flangers, all that stuff. Flangers.
Yeah, and that's where you can experiment, figure out what you want to do and where you want
Right.
to do it. I mean, you can get in fights
Yeah.
all day long about pedal placement, and it really does come down to your artistic
Yeah, because like
thoughts.
a
Like
phaser,
whatever you're trying
yeah.
to create,
Yeah.
just do it, man.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out.
Because I would say phaser is one of those ones like there's probably an equal number of people that put them up front as there is the people that put them behind. Because if you put them after distortion, they're almost more of like an LFO kind of filter type thing. Whereas if you put them up front, you're going to give your driven tones more of a washy kind of feel to it. So some people like it after, some people like it before.
All right.
But
And you guys gotta experiment in whatever you're going for.
right.
You know.
Well, and there's certain sounds that you can't get to unless you are running stuff out front, like you know Van Halen on what is it? Ain't Talking About Love, the delay signal. So it's not actually like a skip beat. He's actually playing a delay that's set at around 300 milliseconds or so that you get like a triplet kind of effect out of one strum. And like you can't really do that if you throw that in the effects loop. It just doesn't translate as well. Whereas like if you throw it out front before your distortion, you're actually running those signals right into the distortion. So then it almost sounds like he's doing like a skip beat.
Right.
So there's certain things like that you almost have to run out front. And then if you're running an effects loop, that's when things kind of change. But
Yeah, then you start. Yeah.
yeah, then you can almost divide the board right after your preamp section.
So that's the basics, and we could probably do some.
Yeah, we'll do like a
videos
more
down
like
the road
yeah with actual pedals
with
and
actual
stuff.
stuff
Yeah.
and test some things out and
But yeah, this is the first part of getting to his question.
right because it's been like a month. All right, so moving on to the next one. Question for the audience. Oh, that's a weird screen name.
Yeah.
All right, what's this? What is this?
I just figured since we were running long questions, we could ask our loyal viewers what they want us to check out, so we can be their Namm nerds in absentia.
Sweet. Yeah. All right. So as you may know,
Be your representatives.
as everybody that watches all this guitar nerdery knows, the Namm show's coming up here because then everybody and their brother's gonna be posting their Namm videos of all the stuff that they got to touch and fiddle with and play around with.
Yeah.
And so we're going to Namm. Dylan, first year, as you guys
Yep.
regulars know, he's going first year. I've been plenty. So what do you guys want us to check out?
Yeah.
Anything specific? I think Tim. I call
What?
you Tim.
Call you Tim.
Tim. They call me.
With the things and the.
Wants us to check out the D'Angelico. Sorry.
Oh.
D'Angelico solid bodies. And I remember looking at those
Okay.
last year actually, and they were really cool.
I've seen a few of the semi-hollows come through here for Nick, and actually I really liked them. Like the 335 style one they did was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
they make some really cool stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll check out that for Tim.
But yeah, if there's any like pedals you guys want us to check out, or any companies in particular, amps, guitars.
We'll give you our thoughts on it when we get back because
Yeah.
we're not doing any videos while we're there
Yeah.
because we just don't have the capabilities, or maybe not this year, but maybe next year.
Yeah,
do
we'll try
something
to.
like
Yeah, because especially with MJ on board, maybe we can somehow
Yeah.
work that in with him.
that. Yeah, we're just not quite equipped equipped to do the movable
Documentation.
media stuff.
Yeah.
But who knows? We may do some live stream. Ben Coombs is out there if you want to live stream some shit while we're
Yeah, we'll
out
have
there.
some pints with him.
Yeah, we'll have a few beers and whatnot, and go live and let people talk to us. And we can talk to you guys, or we might go live too. I might bring a laptop and maybe
that'd be fun. Yeah.
we'll go live on YouTube one night or something.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live, and we'll just talk about the stuff that we have seen.
Yeah.
So, but let us know. Let us know what you guys want, and and we'll do that.
We'll try. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that's it.
All right, that's it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for hanging out for all the
For
shenanigans.
another thrilling episode.
Yes,
semi-thrilling.
Another riveting episode of what the F.A.Q.
Borderline thrilling.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
Don't try to watch like 3 or 4 this year.
See it not in a row.
Because that's too much for anybody to handle.
It's too much for us. Yeah.
It's too much for me to watch myself. No.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. Well, we appreciate it, guys, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
You're on the Dr. Phil show. A problem is that you're into yourself, that you flirt with girls, that you're not plugged into your marriage. You're in the green room hitting on my